Hi guys, so I'm finally back with a tutorial. It's been a very very long time, probably longer than 9 months I think, since I did my last tutorial, but some of you know I've moved into a new place, so I finally have space to be able to film. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the tortoiseshell look that I did, inspired by Alexi R MUA, I think. Yeah, well, that's the at Alexi R MUA, but I'll have them tagged in the description as well, obviously, and you can check them out on Instagram. I want to really try out the Norvina Volume 1 palette, so I'm gonna use some shadows from there, but most of what I'm using is what's already tagged in the original picture. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start out with a bit of the ABH or Anastasia Beverly Hills, for those who don't know. The eye primer or the eye base. I'm just going to be using my fingers and I'm going to pat it on my lid. I don't need very much for this particular look anyway, so I'm just gonna put it straight on. I put too much. This eye base compared to the P. Louise is way more liquid, but it dries down a lot more matte in comparison to the P. Louise. I think P. Louise stays pretty creamy and thick. So yeah, in case you were wondering. And I put quite a bit on, so I'm just gonna add some to my other lid as well. Although I am only gonna do this eye because, like, I've already taken pictures of the look. I don't really feel the need to do both eyes. I'm just kind of showing you how to do it because people say this all the time. It's like, yeah, my followers told me, but yeah, my followers, well, you guys asked quite a lot for me to do this tutorial because there were some people that wanted to try it out but weren't really sure how to do it. And it's honestly not a very, like, I would say, precise type look. It's actually quite messy in a way, which that's the only kind of way I can explain it, but you'll see as I go. But it's almost like its messiness is what makes it perfect. I don't know, but anyway, so I applied the base to my lid and I'm just gonna pat it in with my finger. I'm gonna use my middle finger, even though they always say use your ring finger if you're gonna go near your eye, but because it's more gentle. But I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want. So I just pat it on like this. Nothing super skilled. I switch fingers so that I can blend out the edges a bit more because I don't need it to be like crazy looking. So I'm going in to the Norvina Volume 1 palette. I really like the packaging. This is what the palette looks like. I really like it. I think there's a ton of options of what you can create with this. Okay, I'm going to start with D1 and I'm going to map out the shape. And I start out at the edge, so like this. It doesn't look like much is happening, but trust me. See, this is a really good shade of yellow for this. I wouldn't recommend using a very bright yellow. I'd lean more towards a mustard type yellow because this is more of a neutral look. So okay, so now that we got the shape, I'm going to use that same shade and just fill in the blank area. Okay, I'm going to use the flat end of the brush that comes with, well, not with this palette, but typically with ABH palettes. So, and then all over in there. Well, let me just fix my base. Okay, And now just all over in there, just pat it. You don't need it to be super opaque. Because if you think of tortoiseshell, which, like this, so this is tortoiseshell, it's transparent somewhat, so you don't need this to be super packed on. It needs to be like a wash of color. And actually, this look is supposed to look blotchy as well, so don't worry about it being super neat, like I said earlier. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to be taking the P. Louise black base. Okay. And I just put a little bit, I just put a little bit on this palette, ignore that. Then I take the Anastasia Beverly Hills No. 3 brush, and I start mapping out the like dark spots with this and the black base. You can use any tortoiseshell pattern as reference, obviously. I'm just going to replicate the one that I already did because it'll be easier for me. So then I just start. See, it doesn't need to be neat at all, because it's just like splotchy. It's not like a very neat pattern. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna keep it at for now. It's not exactly like my first try, but it doesn't need to be, so cool. So now I'm going to be taking the Safari Raine palette by Colored Raine. If you see it like messing up because my eye's creasing, just, it's whatever. If you wanted, you could kind of leave the look with just the yellow, but I'm gonna do it like a classic tortoiseshell. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Clay, and I'm just gonna use this flat brush again. And I'm gonna go around the black, just pat it on, like so. I'm going to go in with the Alyssa Edwards palette. I'm gonna go in with the black shade and just go over the black spot, and I'm gonna use this little flat brush. You kind of just want to smoke it out quite a bit. Don't worry about any messes because that gets cleaned up, you know. Then I take the brown shade and just go around the black and kind of smoke it out some more. And then I go back in with the first two shades that I used, the yellow and the clay shade. And I just highlight a few of the areas that got really dark, just to kind of help blend everything as well. But like I said, you see, this look is supposed to be messy. Obviously, once I'm done with all the blending, I'll carve out the shape again using some either eye base or concealer. But overall, this look is supposed to be messy because the original pattern obviously is messy. Like, it's splotchy. It's not supposed to be perfectly done. Okay, now I'm going to take the black again like a mix of the black and the brown from the Alyssa Edwards palette, and I'm just going to buff it on my lower lash line. Just to highlight my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Inspire in the Alyssa Edwards palette. I used a loose pigment in the original look, but I don't feel like getting up and fetching it. But this is almost an exact match to that pigment, so we're good. It's actually a really beautiful shimmer. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up. Okay, so I'm going to take this very fine detailing brush. This is just a nail art brush. You can get them for very cheap online. And I'm going to use some, I think I'll use the P. Louise Rumour base because it's not as white and I want to really carve out that edge. Otherwise it would look a bit funny. So this is what I'm going to use to carve out the shape and just clean up. Okay, quickly off camera, I'm just going to apply some NYX Faux Whites in the shade Linen into my waterline, and I'm also going to put my lashes on. So these are the Tati lashes in the style TL8, and then I'll be right back. And there we go. That's the completed look. So that's the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Never be afraid to be messy when doing a look. I get a lot of people, well, actually no, recently there was someone that said that they wanted to recreate a look of mine, but that they were afraid of like messing it up or failing and stuff like that. And like, that's such a big part of creating. It took me 2 tries at least to figure out how to do this look correctly. So like, never be afraid to make a mess or to just get it wrong the first time, because you know, eventually if you keep trying you'll get it right. And also it's just a part of learning. Like I wasn't, you know, birthed and just perfect at doing makeup, you know. I had to fail obviously so that I could succeed. But yeah, so if you like this tutorial, please hit like. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. What else? Oh yeah, all the details will be in the description below. And check out my Instagram at Raphaela Mua. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I will definitely be doing a lot more tutorials from now on, now that I have the space available and just like peace and quiet. Yeah, so bye.